I'm Jeremy Greenbaum. I'm from the Wix marketing team. Um, Welcome to our live Q&A for the webinar Mastering Advanced Layouts. If you haven't had a chance yet to watch the webinar, you can find it along with tons more info and learning resources in our Academy library. We'll paste the link in the chat for you at the end of the webinar. So we're excited to introduce you to the world of Wix Studio, or take you a little deeper for those of you who have already been introduced. Wix Studio is the web creation platform built for agencies and freelancers where you can deliver exceptional, high-quality sites in the most efficient way. The platform was designed with you in mind, covering the many layers of creation and managing multiple projects while maintaining quality. In a few moments, you'll meet our Wix Studio expert, the incredible Clara Campbell, who is one of our product designers here at Wix for the past 3 years. But there's a few housekeeping things I just need to take care of first. Many of you have already found the chat box feature, which is great. Love the interaction so far. And I would love to see even more of that throughout the webinar. But if you have any questions that you want answered by Clara or any of the other Wix Studio experts, you'll want to use the Q&A box at the bottom of the screen, just so you make sure that you're going to get your questions answered and they don't get lost in the shuffle. So again, use that Q&A box instead of the chat box for any questions. Also, if you haven't already, please join our Wix Studio forum. We've got UX people, designers, product managers, all there actively answering questions. There's lots of lively creation discussions and sharing there. So sign up to join those conversations. We'll also share that link for you. Lastly, the session is being recorded and will be sent to you soon for you to watch back and recap if you need. So, enough talking from me. Let's welcome our Wix Studio expert, Clara.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining. So, thanks, Jeremy. Yes, I'm Clara. I'm a product designer here at Wix Studio. I really hope you all watched my last webinar, Mastering Advanced Layout, because now I'm going to answer all the questions you just sent about how to use this fantastic tool to build your amazing designs. If you missed it, you can find the recording on Wix Studio Academy or on our YouTube channel. So last time we met, we took this fully scaling, right? This design fully scale all over. So we took this design to the next level. So first of all, let's think what is a fully responsibly scaling design. So this is the main feature of Wix Studio. Everything you lay down on the stage will scale responsibly in response to the width of the screen. So it's like an image that grows and shrinks. But as we speak last time we've met, let's show you the advanced layout. You don't always want, you don't always want the entire design to shrink or grow, right? Like in this case, we made this section to fill the entire height of the screen. We also wanted to add some cool background effects. Here, we wanted to have the paragraph wrapping, right? Because when the text gets too small, it's not readable, it's not accessible. It's not really a great design. It only looks good. It should also obviously work. And then we talked about this section grid and how to use sticky effect to make gorgeous designs to cells and even to entire sections. You can see this dramatic reveal effect. So let's go back to the editor. I will have a really small recap about what we've learned. Yes, let's go to the desktop. So as you remember, here we have the inspector panel. If I will choose an element, in this case, I chose this text. You can see its size here, the size unit. Its width is 880, but it's 90, sorry, 890 pixels, but it's not really pixels. You can see this small asterisk at the top. It means those are measured pixels. What are measured pixels? You can see that the responsive behavior of this element is scaling responsibly, meaning it's scaling according to the width of the screen. So the width changes, and those pixels are in this exact point. So you can see up the editing size is 1280. You can always edit it to another size, right? So this is the new editor. You can set everything in pixels, so it will be easy for you to work as if you're working on an like a design editor like Figma, XD, Sketch, right? And you can set the way the element will behave by choosing responsive behaviors. You remember we spoke about this section that we gave it, like, just a second, here it is. This is the section, we gave it fit to screen, right? Take the entire height of the screen, no matter the device, I will see this. Then we spoke about adding some scroll effect. It's here, I will choose this section and give it scroll effect. And then we opened the advanced panel. So I won't go over all the CSS size unit that we learned on last session, but I will just remind you on the size panel, you have those 3 dots. You can always open the advanced panel and set exact sizing, also change the CSS unit, or add minimum and maximum sizes. Don't shrink smaller than, don't get bigger than. Then I also add limits to the text, right? If I have this paragraph, then I change it to wrap, so the text will wrap, right? I don't want it to shrink because it's not readable. But the large text, it can scale because it's beautiful. I will set it exactly the way I wanted, and I made it scale. But I don't want it to be too small. So you remember here, I have the max and min, and I can open it and give it don't get bigger than, don't go get smaller than. Then again, some scroll effect. Here, when we learned about the section grid, we learned that the section grid is a CSS grid with stretch containers on it. So you can, so in order to adjust the stretch containers, you should adjust the grid. That's, of course, only if you want exact sizing. If you don't need exact sizing, you can adjust it just by dragging, right? If you want the exact size of elements, you should open the advanced panel of the entire, right? If it's closed, you can open the advanced sizing of the entire section, and then you will be able to control columns and rows. Then we put some sticky effect. Here in the position, it's a position type. Instead of default, we can make it sticky. And we did the same to the entire section. So I think it was a bit long recap, so it's time for your questions. So let's hear what you've got.
Great. Yeah, I'll jump in with that first question. How do I add a pop-up window to my website?
Okay, great question. So sometimes you have a website and you want to really focus the visitor attention on something. Maybe you want them to subscribe to a mailing list. You want to give them 10% or speak about something that is super important for you to them to know. So you can add a pop-up. So in Wix Studio, a pop-up is an entire layout tool. So we can add from the plus, add element from the plus icon. You can go to the layout tools. And here you have pre-designed section grids, repeaters, tabs, accordions, and we also have light boxes. The first one is a blank one. You can design it however you want. And we also offer some presets. So this one is the most suitable for my design I think. So as you can see, you can change the design. A preset is already pre-designed in all breakpoints. So let's see how it behaves. It is fixed, right? It doesn't change its position. So yes, it's fixed. Let's say I want to change the design a bit. I can go, let's say, to the tablet, and I can hide my image. So hide. I can't erase it, right? Because erasing is HTML. It's the structure of the site. If I will erase it, it will be erased in the entire site. So I'm just hiding it. And let's make it wider, the entire stack, and center it. So let's say this is the design I want in tablet. And as you can see, it didn't affect the design that I have on mobile and on desktop. Why? It's because I already made overrides on mobile, so it didn't cascade. Another thing that I can do is also adjust the color of the overlay that it has on page. So sometimes you do want overlay, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you don't want the overlay to be the color of the page. Maybe I don't know. And now let's see how it behaves. Opa. Whenever you will get to this page, load this exact page, it will appear, the pop-up will appear. Yes, so this is the light box. Do we have another one, Jeremy?
Great answer. Yeah, we have a few others.
Okay.
How can I design an element to appear as if it's floating on the screen?
Okay, yes. So if you remember, we talked about sticky. Let's see the sticky. The sticky is floating on the screen while I'm scroll, but it's connected to the section, right? It's connected, not to the section, sorry, to its parent. In this case, it was connected to the section. But sometimes I want an element to stay on screen through all the scrolls. So let's add an element and let's try to do it. Let's go to decorative. I will go to a video box. No, a transparent video. Yes. Let's bring this rock. This iconic rock. Let's put it here in the center. Maybe it will be a call to action, or I don't know. So instead of putting it in position sticky, right? The position is default. It scrolls with the page. I can put it on sticky. It will scroll. It will stay on stage wherever its parent is on the viewport. But it can also be pinned. Pinned to what? Pinned to the entire page. Okay, so now it will stay in the exact same position on the viewport when I'm scrolling throughout my page. So let's see it in action. So you see, the rock stays in the exact same position. I didn't do anything. I didn't even change the docking and nothing. Just place it wherever I want, and it will stay in the same place.
Easy.
Yeah.
Great explanation. Next question. Regarding best practice for layout design, the user asks, I've struggled in Wix when trying to space or align items to create visual consistency. Where are the ruler guides or numerical coordinates or snapping grid points or smart guides?
Okay, so that's a lot of options. So you can always choose different elements and quickly align them, right? If I'm choosing, I can even like this, choose all the elements and quickly align multiple elements. But there is an amazing new feature that we've got. It's exactly as you use it on your design tools. So you can go to the Wix Studio icon here, and in tools, you can add editor add-on. So let's get some add-on. You will find here a bunch of add-on. In time, we will have more and more, of course. You have color selection, a contrast checker to see if your site is accessible. But this time, let's talk about the design guides, okay? So let's add design guides. Opa, amazing. So in design guides, we have type of guides. We have columns. We also have rows let's say number of rows are 200 because 4, you can't see it, right? Because it's a really long site. So you can also have rows. You can also have grid like a mathematics notebook. I don't know if it's the way to say it in English, but let's talk about columns. It's the most common one, okay? So it can be 8 columns, it can be 4 columns, 12 columns, whatever you need. You can add margins. And I will put the color a bit darker so you will be able to see it. I'm not sure if you see it via Zoom. So I'm putting it darker for a second. So let's say 4 columns. I'm adding margins, let's say 80 pixels margins. And I also adjusting the gutter, let's say 40 pixel gutter. And then I can adjust all my elements according to this guides. I can also have different ones in different breakpoints, right? And that's it, I think. Let's hide it. I think it's a bit distracting.
Okay, next question. What is the difference between grid cell and regular container?
Oh, so basically, a grid cell is made out of a regular container. So wait, I will show you. So let's add a section with 2 cells, right? Let's paint them. So the difference is that a grid cell is always stretched, right? You see? Let's duplicate this section for a second. I will hit Command D. Opa, it didn't do it. I will duplicate from here. Duplicate. Opa, yes, maybe I didn't do it correctly. This time I will paint it in another color, so it will be a bit different. And I will show you what it's made of. Let's get behind the scene. So let's choose the entire section, okay? And when I go to layout, I can add cells, I can equalize them, I can add gaps, but I can also switch to CSS grid. So let's switch. It will tell me, are you sure? Because when you switch to CSS grid, you can't go back. You can't go back to a section grid, okay? But in this case, I want to show you what it's made of. So when I have a CSS grid, I see that the section grid was built out of stretched containers, right? And behind them, there is a grid, in this case, 2FR, half and half, and a minimum 500 pixels maximum content, okay? Why did we do that? We thought of an easier way to work with grids when we didn't have those cells in the grid. We don't have a way to put different colors to different cells, or even let's put this blue, or even show the grid lines. Let's pick the entire section and I'll show you. I can give some gaps. Let's say 6 pixel gap. Oh, I don't know how this happened, but I think it's just duplicated right now. So let's erase it. Or maybe it was duplicated and I haven't noticed. Here it is. Okay, so I gave it gaps and now I see the grid lines, right? I can give grid lines to content. I can also choose to cell and quickly swap them, right? Change the order. So I can really easily work with it as if it's puzzle pieces. And that's the way we like wrap the CSS grid to make it more easy to work. I want to show you the last example about this. When I go to section, I can see I have pre-designed sections. So let's take one pre-designed section. Here it is. And let's duplicate it. Again, I can't find section and duplicate it. And let's say I have this page and I have here a product and an explanation, or a team member and an explanation, and then another one, right? And I want it to be, one is image text, the other one is text image, so it will be a nicer layout. So it's so easy using the super section grid, sorry. So when you choose the entire cell and with shift choose the other entire cell and you just swap them, and you see you really quickly using the section grid can adjust the design. So I think that's it. Do we have another one?
We do. Would you say it's the best workflow to first design the site and then adjust it responsively, or to kind of work as you go?
Okay. So I will tell you how I work. If I have a design, I can first of all go to the pre-design and see if I have something similar. It will be a great starting point, right? I can find something if I have already a design already made. Also, if I don't have any idea, I can start by taking stuff from here. If my design is really unique, what I will do is design a section in a fully scaling way, just put my content and design it on stage. And then I want to erase it. I will go here because it's making me noise on my eyes. I will design a section, fully scaling section, and section by section, I will adjust it per breakpoint. Another thing that I think you are familiar with is our templates, of course. We have those beautiful templates that you can use them as a starting point and adjust them to your needs. Maybe I will show you something super important. I always got carried away with stuff that I want to show, but let's go with this. Let's go with this one. Okay, so when I'm starting from a template, I can adjust it to my own design really, really quickly. So I'll show you how I do it. So until it will load, I will tell you. So first of all, if I already have a design, I will start looking if there's something similar in the design sections. If I don't find any, I will start from scaling proportionally and then choosing the right responsive behavior. If I don't have a design, I will start by looking about on templates, and maybe there's something that I can use, and I will adjust it super quickly. So let's say in this case, I have this beautiful, beautiful design. You can see all my headlines are Helvetica. What I will do is quickly adjust the design using the site styles, okay? I will change the font. Let's put a super crazy font so it will be really noticeable. And it will be, in just a second, change my entire design. I will also change to my brand colors, okay? And it will quickly, let's say, purple. And it will quickly just totally transform the design, okay? I can change the images and it won't be recognizable. Okay.
Great. Last question. I have a design that I want to copy to another site. Can I do it? And if so, how?
First of all, you can always, let's open the template again. You can always say, okay, I found one section in a template that is really, really, really good. I can always just copy it and just paste it. Ooh, sorry. just paste it on another site, and it didn't happen now. But if not, there's another thing that I can do. I can go to the section and save it as an asset. When I'm saving something as an asset, let's give it the name 1. Let's say 1, okay? And I will open a library for it. The name of the library will be Clara, okay? And create. When I'm saving an element, I will have it on every site that I will open under my account. So I can go to assets, and it doesn't appear yet, just a second. Why did you come with me? Save as asset. I will bring it to another. Okay, let's try again. Asset. And here it is, you see? And now I can use it on any site that I have. Why does it changes the way it looks? Because it takes its style from my site, the site I just opened it, right? I have already my text style and my color style. So it takes its style from my own page. So I can reuse this part. I will also use it on the same site to make sure my design is cohesive. Let's say I have this text, and I will save it, save as asset 7 to advanced layout, and I can reuse it on another section to make sure I keep my design system. Okay? If you ask yourself, why did the width of this stack change? It's because the width is relative and it failed on the entire section. So let's move the color. You see, I can reuse it and then change it and then have a cohesive design.
That's so helpful. Oh my gosh, what a time saver. Okay, that's all the questions we have time for today. But if you have any questions that haven't been answered, feel free to go to the new Wix Studio forum and join the Wix Studio Discord community and ask away there. Our product managers will be more than happy to help you out. And of course, our academy is always there as a resource for you to get more information. Also, if you have any feedback, please let us know in the feedback form, which I will paste in the chat now. Like we said before, there will be a recording for you to refer back to that we'll email to you shortly. You guys have been a great crowd. We hope to see you again soon in one of our other webinars. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.